All right, welcome everybody to our certificate training. Today we are doing Figi part 2. As you see here, this is the schedule. We went over ASTA. I'm still trying to get a hold of somebody because we're going to try to have them come in and do an actual Zoom on all the benefits and everything with ASTA. So I will let you know once we get that set up. Today we're doing Figi part 2. I did in the chat box put Figi part 1. You guys can catch up. We're going to start Europe Express. As you see, I have them part 1, part 2, because some of them take a while. Italy, we did part 1 of Italy already right here in my YouTube channel. It is right here. Watch that, get ready for it, and then you can complete Italy part 2 with us. Carnival, we're going to start doing carnival training, okay? Bahama Specialist, CLIA is a great training because this is where you get a lot of the perks for your fam trips and travel agent discounts and stuff like that. So I scheduled that. They're opening it back up to purchase the CLIA card. So I want you guys all to kind of learn what it's about and how they work. Plus, again, they have different trainings. So if we like it, we can keep going on with some of those trainings. Okay. All right. And each month I set up a new schedule. So I was only doing it on Mondays and Fridays. Now I've gone ahead and added Tuesdays to our training calendar. And as I said, I'm recording them now. The recordings will be posted here on my YouTube channel. And as you see, we've got all our past trainings on here. Disney is another big one, okay? Disney, we had like 45 people on our Disney training one time, and we still missed 4 of the questions. So as you see here, Disney, Riviera Cruises, River Cruises, Escaret, Costa Rica, Universal Studios, Puerto Rico. So lots and lots of trainings and answers, okay? So get in there, check them out. All right, so we're going to start with Figi part 2. So I'm going to go into here, log in or register. Okay, so I got to log in first. So as I said, if you're just logging in, if you're just registering, ask any questions you need. What this is I will start reading the information. And then when we get to the test, we will make sure everybody's ready to do the test together, because we want everybody to pass, get your certificate, and then post it. Hey guys, I'm now a Figi specialist, okay? So kind of fun. Is anybody in yet? Because I don't know if my computer again is just acting up. See, I think being gone a whole month, it kind of
I'm in.
missed me. You're in? Okay. Doesn't look like it's turning. Let me try to go in again.
Your computer is getting revenge.
I know, I'm telling you, it's mad at me. Because when I've been doing the presentations and I go, as you see, I try to get it. Well, I also got a thing from have to register. No worries, Erica. We'll catch you. We'll get you going. Let's see, I am already in there. Okay. So but yeah, I tried to get into it and it's like, oh, sorry, we don't know you. And it's like, what? Wait a minute. All right. So, and then you're going to log in or register now. What is this? Bula. Is this where you're at? We're at? Bula. All right. That's the wording, huh? Or that's the greeting. See, so quickly I forget. All right, so profile, just so you guys know, profile, agency affiliation, we put our IATAN, your information, only fill out what you need to fill out, okay? You don't need to fill out everything at this time. You can always update it later, okay? All right, so we've completed the welcome and introduction. We've completed the regions. Now we're going to do today culture and traditions and experiences. Okay, so as I said, A lot of people will follow along on their phones and then do the testing on the computer. So you can do the test together. Okay. Again, however you want to do it, feel free. And then we will, like I said, we will wait and make sure everybody passes the test. One thing I want to stress to you guys is try to get on any of these, or try to attend or go through my YouTube and attend any of them that you can. Where do I register? You should, if you're in there right up here, you'll go up to the top and you'll, I think it says to register, okay? And then you just register. And again, just ask in the chat box what you need to know and they'll put it in there for you. All right. So what I tell people is do these trainings, get in here and do these. And then because as you do them, that's when you start getting all kinds of promotional material, getting invited to fam trips, especially Jamaica. Jamaica is really big. And one of the big ones is One Love, okay? Jamaica, we did right at the beginning down here. I just posted something. Jody's actually there right now doing something. Jamaica wedding certificate here. And then there should be right here, Jamaica certificate certification. Once you complete this, it's called One Love, and you get all kinds of amazing deals. Okay. Right now, I think they're doing $25 fam trips and reimbursing you up to $200 for airfare. So the great part about it, besides learning and getting to know these destinations and these vendors, you now get all the promotional material also. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started reading because sometimes these are a little long. So Tori, did you find where to register? And again, Erica and Tori, if you're just registering, if you need questions on how to fill it out, just put it in the chat box. We have, you know, Christine in here that's been with me forever, Sandy, that can help answer any of those questions, okay? All right, so Matai in Fijian means to be knowledgeable or to be an expert in something. We would like you to become a Figi Matai specialist. On the right-hand side are the 4 modules that make up this program. Again, just so you guys know, I'm just reading right now, and then we'll wait for you on the test. Tori and Erica, any new ones? We are on part 2. Okay, so we're starting the 3rd and 4th modules, but right here, and I also linked it above, is Figi part 1 here. Okay, so you'll finish those 2. You can do those after this. Okay, and again, the tests are on there, so you have the answers. Okay, so right now I'm just reading. Yes, correct. So right now I'm just reading, and then when we get to the test, okay? All right, so for each module consists of information to read through and a set of 10 test questions at the end. The setup's very simple and flexible. You can complete the modules in any order, see? So you can do 3 and 4 and then go back to 1 and 2. And can return to where you left off within that module. Okay, so they're pretty flexible. Okay. Once you have completed and achieved the pass mark for all the modules, a link will appear below, then enabling you to download a certificate. If you are a frontline travel seller, you will also be able to download a specialist logo to use in your own promotional material. Again, here, this is something now you can add to your letterhead, your business cards, your quotes, etc. Okay. Once a year, you will be required to take a refresher module to keep your specialist status up to date. This module will become available at the necessary time, and you will be notified by email. Enjoy exploring Fiji. So again, as I said, A lot of our trainings that we do, just like in travel, things get updated all the time, guys. Okay, so we need to keep up to date, just like Disney. You always have to do a refresher, but as long as you completed the main focus, you just get updates. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to start with culture and traditions. All right. So we got introduction, history, so early social structure and village life, language, arts, and crafts. So the Fijian culture is a relaxed, easygoing, and friendly culture, extremely welcoming to guests and visitors to their country. The culture is a tapestry of Indian, European, Chinese, and other nationalities, blended together to create a unique national identity. Okay, so just so you know, guys, I'm not a specialist in English or pronunciation, so please bear with me on some of these words because some of them can get a little difficult, okay? All right, so history. Let's talk about the history. Fiji, perfect. Welcome aboard, Erica. History. Fiji was first settled about 3,500 years ago. The original inhabitants are now called Lapita people, after a distinctive type of fine pottery they produce, remnants of which have been found in practically all the islands of the Pacific east of New Guinea, though not in eastern Polynesia. Linguistic evidence suggests that they came from northern or central Vanuatu, or possibly the eastern Solomons. Okay, according to Fijian legend, the great chief Latuna Sabosaba led his people across the seas to the new land of Fiji. Most authorities agree that people came into the Pacific from Southeast Asia via Indonesia. Here, the Melanesians and the Polynesians mixed to create a highly developed society long before the arrival of the Europeans. The European discoveries of the Fiji group were accidental. The first of these discoveries was made in 1643 by the Dutch explorer Abel Tasman and English navigators, including Captain James Cook, who sailed through in 1774 and made further explorations in the 18th century. Major credit for the discovery and recording of the islands went to Captain William Bligh, who sailed through Fiji after the mutiny on the Bounty in 1789. The first Europeans to land and live among the Fijians was shipwrecked sailors and runaway convicts from the Australian penal settlements. Sandalwood traders and missionaries came by the mid-19th century. Cannibalism practiced in Fiji at that time quickly disappeared as missionaries gained influence. When Ratu Saru Kakabau accepted Christianity, can you pronounce that for me? I can't, I always get Christianity. Gosh, in 1854, the rest of the country soon followed. The tribal warfare came to an end. Dang, sorry about that. From 1879 to 1916, Indians came as indentured laborers to work on the sugar plantations. After the indentured system was abolished, many stayed on as independent farmers and businessmen. Today, they comprise around 44% of the population. The oral tradition of passing on history, legends, and myths is still prevalent today and is being further revived through storytellers. As the use of English language is widespread, much is being written to complement the oral traditions. There is a growing core of writers, poets, and playwrights in both the Aitaki indigenous Fijian and the Fijian of Indian descent communities. Consult your hotel for dates and times of local performances. All right, how about legends? So the legend of Dejay, the snake god, greatest of all Fijian gods, was Dejay, the snake god. In the beginning, he lived alone without friends or companions, and the only living creature he knew was Tarukawa, the hawk. Although the hawk could not speak, he was constant companion of the god. One day, Dejay could not find his friend and looked everywhere for him. Days went by, and at least one morning he spied the hawk sitting in some long grass. Gladly, he welcomed the bird, but to his consternation, she ignored Dejay and commenced building a nest. Disappointed, he retired to his house and the next day went back to the nest and found 2 eggs. He then realized the hawk had, I'm sorry, hold on. Sorry. Okay. He then realized the hawk had found a mate and that he had lost her affection. Oh no. So scooping up the eggs, he took them into his own house and kept them warm with his own body. After several weeks of nurturing the eggs and wondering what would happen, 2 shells broke and there were 2 tiny human bodies. What? The Dejay built them a shelter in a vesi tree and fed them on scraps of food. They grew quickly, but there was nobody to teach them except Dejay. He did not understand children, but when they were hungry, he fed them, and to save himself work, he planted banana trees and root crops close to them. He also talked to them and told them about the secrets of nature. Eventually, the children were fully grown and all this time had been unaware of each other's presence as Dejay had placed them on opposite sides of the tree. One day, the man left his shelter, and as soon as he saw the maiden, held out his arms to her and told her Dejay had made them for each other and that their children would populate the earth. So Dejay showed them how to cook the root vegetables in an earth oven. Sometimes later, they were blessed with a little baby, and Dejay also was very happy as he knew that because of loneliness, men and women had come into the world and would worship him as their god. According to legend, Dejay also created Viti Levu and all the small islands. All right, did you guys know that? Again, these are legends. All right, the Tajimusia flower. Okay, stop. Sorry. How does a naughty girl who refuses to help her mother with the household chores make a flowerless vine produce blood red flowers? Well, the famous Fijian legend tells of a girl's blind tears, entanglement in a vine, and magic. As her tears turn to blood and change into the beautiful flowers of the Tangi Mauthia vine. This special vine grows only on the shores of a large lake. High in the mountains of Tavuni Island, all attempts to transplant it have failed. Then they have the firewalkers of Fiji. Members of the Fijian Sawa tribe have the legendary ability to walk on white hot stones without pain or harm. It is said that this amazing ability was a gift from a spirit god. The legend tells of a warrior called Tuna Lita, who caught a spirit god when fishing for eels in a mountain stream. In return for his life, the spirit god offered Tuanalakilati power over fire, a gift that has been retained by the people of Sawa to the present day. Direct descendants of Tunalagilita still have the role of high priest or bete of the firewalkers of Fiji. Stop that. All right, how about the shark god? Fearless, headstrong, and jealous, the legendary sea monster Dakuwaga was the famous guardian of the reef entrance to the islands. In the guise of a shark, Dakuwaga swam to other islands and aggressively challenged other reef guardians to fight. He was always victorious until one day he encountered a giant octopus guarding the passage to Kadavu Island. In battle, the octopus almost squeezed Dakuwaka to death. Begging for mercy, Dakuwaka promised that he would never harm the people of Kadavu if only the octopus would let him go. Dakuwaka was released, and to this day, the people of Kadavu have no fear of sharks. Interesting. And then the red prawns of Vatule. Okay, that's right. Long ago on the island of Vatule, there lived a very beautiful but proud chief's daughter called Yalawani Vanubula, okay, or Maiden of the Fair Wind. I like that better. A very handsome chief's son from the mainland of Vitilevu fell in love with the maiden and brought her a special gift of Vitilevu red prawns cooked in coconut milk. In anger at his offer, the maiden, no, Yala Nikaji, is he called the chief's daughter? Yeah, that's her. Maiden, okay. Had the young chief thrown into the sea from the highest cliff on the island. As he fell, the prawns fell from his hand into a rocky pool at the base of the cliff. The prawns came to life, and even now the pools under the cliffs of Vartalel are filled with bright scarlet prawns, which are considered sacred by the local people. Kind of interesting, huh, guys? Did you know all that? How about the early social structure? Okay, early social structure and village life. So life is communal and friendly. The entire village live and work together. They farm together, maintaining crop plantations, which feed the whole village. They fish together, later dividing the catch, and families will come together in the evenings to play cards, strum the guitar, chat, and dance the night away as they drink kava. Weekends in the village are family time, helping to farm and fish, play with the Taki children, attend local church services and ceremonies, and enjoy communal feasts. The village is a very slow-paced and gentle way of life with an overwhelming sense of sharing and togetherness. Kava Yokona is Fiji's most well-known social custom and essential experience to make your Fiji holiday complete. If invited to try kava, don't hesitate. Just accept the offering and enjoy the unique ritual and the unique numbing effect the drink has. Okay. Visiting a village. Indigenous Fijian villages welcome visitors. However, there are certain protocols to follow. Remember, you cannot just stroll into an indigenous Fijian village. It would be akin to a stranger walking into your own backyard. Villagers share the intimacy of a family and welcome guests who know the rules. If you wish to make an unescorted visit to the village, purchase a bundle of Yokona root, also known as kava. When approaching the village, do not enter directly, but wait near the entrance. Someone will greet you and arrange for the best time to see the village. You will be introduced to the head of the village or his representative. Present him with the kava, which he will accept as a traditional gift of respect from the visiting party. Gift of respect from the visiting party carries out a traditional presentation of kava, Yokona, okay, which is then received by and responded to by the spokesman. Then when he gives his blessing, he will assign someone to be your guide and host whilst in the village. It may be possible that your initial request to enter will be refused, but usually only if the village is involved in some other activity, such as preparing for a feast, celebration, or a funeral. It is also wise not to go on a Sunday unless previously invited to a church service. So important tips about visiting the village: dress modestly. Do not wear shorts, or you must carry a sulu. Women must not have their shoulders bare or wear halter tops. Do not wear a hat in the village, which is considered an insult to the chief. Always remove your shoes before entering any house or other building. Stay with your assigned host. Speak softly. Raised voices are interpreted as a sign of anger. Show respect, but be cautious with praise. If you spend the night at a village, reward your host with a useful gift. You will find some villages more traditional than others, especially those distant from towns and urban centers. Remember, Fijians are not judgmental of other people and will rarely express a negative opinion. However, you will find that the more you respect their customs, the warmer your village welcome will be. And if your client doesn't feel comfortable going alone, consider booking escorted tours that will visit a village. All right, village architecture. The burr is a traditional house hut made of natural materials such as hardwood, posts, stones, bamboo, senet, ferns, and thatched reeds. Such was the ingenuity in its construction that in hot and humid weather, the interior of a burr remained cool. Today, its meaning has been extended to hotel rooms. You can experience many types of burr settings at hotels throughout Fiji. One of the only all burr villages remain in Fiji is Navala, located in the highlands on the northwest part of Viti Levu. Because of Navala's remoteness, it is recommended that tours or the services of a guide be used. These can be arranged directly through inbound operators in Fiji. If visiting Navala or any other village, please respect etiquette for entering a Fijian home or village. And then they have volunteer programs. I don't know if you guys ever heard this. This is kind of cool though. Many volunteer programs operating in Fiji allow visitors to make a significant contribution to communities while experience firsthand indigenous Fijian life and culture. Many projects to choose from, such as caring for underprivileged children in kindergartens, special needs centers. You can also teach English in primary, secondary schools, coach sports, or work with Marine reserves. So that's kind of cool. People can go, and students and stuff, for like months at a time and live there and work there and stuff for, you know, and paid and experience. Kind of cool. All right. Language, and they do those in different countries. So something to look forward to or look into. How about language? There's a word you'll hear all the time when visiting our islands, bula. Bula can mean many things. It can mean hello, welcome, cheers, or good health. Bula is guaranteed to be delivered and received with the warmest smiles you'll ever see. English is widely spoken and understood and is taught in all schools. Fijian and Hindustani, I hope that's Hindustani, are the most commonly heard, though you will also hear Chinese and Urdu spoken as well. There are a few idiosyncrasies in the Fijian language, which are helpful for visitors to know. In the Fijian language, the vowels are pronounced as in the continental language, but there are certain unusual pronounced consonants which can be confusing. Any word with a D has an unwritten N in front of it. Nadi is pronounced Nandi, and the delightful cold marinated seafood dish kokada is kokanda. You put an M before the B in words like Toburia, Tomburia, Sigatoka, Singatoka, Nagani, Ningnagani, and a C is pronounced TH as in Mamunaka Islands, so it is pronounced Mamanuta Islands. Okay, you guys got that? That's a quiz, okay? So quick reference, A or B is MB, C is TH, D is ND as in candy, G is NG as in sing, and Q is G as in great. Following are few expressions common to everyday life. Try them out. All right, bula, bula, hello, good day. Nisabula, nisabula, good day, formal. Vinaka, vinaka, thank you. Vinaka, vakala, vu, thank you very much. Lo, iyo, okay, iyo, yes. Sega, stenga, no. Ni sayara, good morning. All right, mochi, motaji, goodbye. All right, and then so on, okay? So you guys can practice that. Once you practice, become familiar with these daily expressions, you should pronounce them as complete phrases. Your Fijian host will admire you for trying and help you with your pronunciation. So ama, oh my, I am from, okay? So maybe if you're planning on going or one of your clients, take this down as a guide for them, okay? All right, and then arts and crafts. Tradition is at the core of the Fijian way of life. Most villagers still practice traditional arts and crafts as well as dance and music. Today, there is a trend toward incorporating more modern technologies of painting, fashion design, photography, and computer design, which are enhancing the cultural fabric of the nation. Crafts, Fiji's principal craft is pottery and has been used to record the history of the people for the last 3 millennia. Both decorative and functional, whether used in trade or everyday village life, pottery is an integral part of Fijian life. The main artisan centers are in the Sigatoka River Valley, southwest Vita Lavu, and the Rewa Delta, just north of Suva. Another traditional art is wood carving, which is exemplified in principle by the Yagana serving bowl, tanoa. Boats, musical instruments, and implements of war also serve as other examples. Visit the Fiji Museum or Official Handicrafts Center of Suva for prime examples of arts and crafts. Also inquire with Tourism Fiji about contacting the artisans directly. Then you have bark, cloth, and textiles. Masi and tapa is made by stripping the bark of the paper mulberry tree, soaked and then beaten flat and joined into large sections. Intricate designs representing individual clans or regions are then applied. The rich colors are achieved by grinding barks, red clay resins, and charred nuts. Striking tapa mats and wall hangings are used for traditional ceremonies as well as masi outfits for the bride and groom. Woven mats, made from pandanus leaves, are spread on the ground for ceremonies and given as valued presents. They were distinguished by weaving brightly colored feathers into the mats, but today colored threads are substituted. And then you have music and dance. Fijians are blessed with a great sense of vocal harmony, and other occasion to hear group singing should not be missed. Try to attend at least one Miki dance and singing performance, church service, or impromptu gathering around the kava bowl. While the present day guitar is the musical instrument of choice, traditional nose flutes, panpipes, shell trumpets, and lalis, drums from hollowed logs, are still used by groups from time to time. Most meeks end with singing of the traditional and nostalgical Fijian farewell song, Isa Le. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead. I think it's time to take the quiz, right? I think we finished all this. Yep, all right. Everybody ready to take the quiz? Let me know. We don't want to leave anybody out. Okay, if you attend a meek, what would you see?
Singing and dancing.
Singing and dancing, correct. Next, Which immigrants came to work in Fiji in the late 1800s to 1900s as laborers on the sugar plantations and today make up a significant part of the Fiji's population?
Indians.
Indians. All right. Next. When entering a Fijian village, it is customary to
All of the above.
all of the above. Bring something, cover your legs, and remove your shoes. Oops, sorry. Next question. In spoken Fijian, the C is pronounced as a
TH.
CH. Very good. All right, you guys getting these? The beautiful Fijian song sung to departing visitors is
Isale.
Isale. The village is the only remaining traditional village. This village is the only remaining traditional village that consists of buras only and has been designated a National Heritage Site.
Navala Village.
Navala, right here?
I think so.
Okay. Let's try it. Dakuwaka was a legendary god disguised as a
Shark.
shark. What is an IB? AB? B? Is it a map?
A mat, I think.
A map. That's what I thought. Okay, two more. Who is Turaka ni Koro?
Head of the village.
Head of the village. Last one. What is a savu savu?
I don't know.
The dance, feast. Don't think it was the gift. And the drink was kava.
Right.
Anybody? Dance or feast, I think, but. Come on, we got 13 people. Throw it out there. All right, we'll try a feast. Oh, more. What is the name given to Fiji's traditional thatched roof structure?
Bure.
All right. What is Fiji's principal craft used to record the history of the people for the last 3 millennia?
Pottery? Where's the eBay making?
Say pottery.
Pottery?
Stripping the bark of the mulberry tree, soaking it and beating it flat, then rejoining it in large sections produces.
Masi or tapa?
All right, look at you go. The Fiji Museum is located in
What's the capital of Fiji?
Google's your friend. What's the capital of Fiji? Suva.
Suva, okay.
All right, let's try that. Yokona or kava is served from a large wooden ceremonial bowl known as a
Ooh.
tapua. What is a large wooden ceremonial bowl in Fiji? Sorry, I'm not cheating. Tanoa. All right, let's see how we did. 15. Yay, we did pretty good. So it was gift of respect. It was so. All right, did you guys get all the answers? If not, you can take a picture here. Singing, dancing, Indians, all of the above, TH, Isale, Navala village, shark, a mat, head of the village. The gift of respect is a Bure, pottery, Masi Tapa, Suva, and Tanoa. Okay, you guys got that?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, next. Now we go back to module. Let me get back. How do we get back?
Click my training at the top.
My training. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, last one, guys. You ready? All right, experiences. So we got lots here. So Fiji is home to a multitude of idyllic settings for the perfect holiday destination. Whether it's a family holiday, a wedding, a honeymoon, and adrenaline fix you're after, Fiji offers diverse experiences to make your Fiji escape a true holiday of a lifetime. Video is unavailable, so we'll move on to families. Meet Fiji's Billionaires, the Kid Club experience.
Hola, I'm Tom, and I'm a billionaire. I love making kids on my Long Island smile. They even try to smile bigger than me. It's hard to do, though.
Those are cute little boats.
Today, we're gonna be doing very activities, boat racing, and we're gonna have everybody involved.
Instead of billionaires, it's billionaires. That's kind of cute, huh? All right, for an unforgettable family holiday filled with sunshine, wonder, and adventure, Fiji's the ultimate destination. No matter where you are in the country, there's so much to see and do. With incredible wildlife, stunning beaches, huge range of adventure activities, Fiji really is one big playground you and your kids will adore. Discover Fiji's unique marine life by snorkeling or scuba diving in some of the many excellent dive spots. Jet skiing and kayaking are a great way to experience some on-water adventure, and Fiji's long, sandy, white beaches let kids run, swim, and build sandcastles to their heart's content. If soaking up nature is your idea of great family holiday, Fiji is perfect. From brilliant bird life to breathtaking waterfalls and lush forests, there are endless opportunities to immerse yourself and your family in one of the world's most beautiful natural environments. Why is Fiji popular for families? Fiji is perfect for families, and much of the Fijian culture explains why. Traditionally, island life is structured around the village or extended family. Both men and women play an active role in raising younger members of the village. And this level of caring is reflected in the attention given to visitors with families. With an enormous empathy and affection for children, Fijians make fabulous hosts, and their friendly charm brings holiday makers back to the same resort year after year. Kids of all ages are invited to storytelling, bushwalks, volleyball on the beach, or even to visit the local village to meet the village kids. And young families with babies will find the Fijian staff eager to hold and entertain children at every opportunity. Children are enthusiastically welcomed in Fiji, and most resorts allow kids under a certain age to stay for free if sharing a room with their parents. Some even offer free meals as incentives. Some resorts have no children policies, but will allow children at dedicated holiday periods, calling them family weeks. For finding family-friendly accommodation in Fiji isn't hard, and many resorts offer childcare facilities. On top of that, Fiji's relatively small size means getting around is easy, so you can squeeze more activities into each day. Popular regions for families. The two most popular regions for a family holiday are the Coral Coast and the Mamanuca Islands. Both take about 1 to 2 hours to reach from Nadi Airport, although to visit the Mamanuca Islands, you may need to stay overnight in Nadi to connect with your international flights. The Coral Coast is generally more affordable and a good choice for those who like sightseeing. If you're looking to wind down on a beautiful beach, set on a lagoon with good snorkeling and water sports, then Mamanuca Island is better choice. The Mamanuca Islands, the small island, offer the ideal family holiday location with delightful beach resorts, safe swimming lagoons, snorkeling from the beach, lots of activities, lively kids club, fantastic weather, and just a 40-minute ferry ride from Nadi Airport. Nadi, Denario, and the Coral Coast. Several good family-oriented resorts can be found around Nadi and along the Coral Coast. These resorts are easily accessible from Nadi Airport, between 20 minutes and a 2-hour drive. The resorts offer good value for money. Denaro offers a number of resorts offering varied accommodations, including suites, luxury village, 5-star international hotels. Many have impressive pool and spa facilities and cater well for children and families. These regions have the added attraction of having more sightseeing and tour options available to fill family-focused days, including day trips to outer islands. Yasawa Islands. These islands are a good choice for more intimate beach holiday with the family. You won't find motorized water sports here or kids clubs, but the beaches are wonderful, usually with snorkeling reefs right off the beach. The islands take around 3 hours to reach by passenger boat. Then you have the outer islands for those looking for a bit more adventure and don't mind extra traveling to get there by small plane or boat. There are several fantastic outer island resorts for families. Here you can experience the real Fiji, with the resorts offering a quiet ambiance, usually with excellent snorkeling, hiking trails, and the opportunity to visit an authentic Fijian village. And then, of course, the kids club. A number of resorts throughout the islands have Bula Camp or kids clubs programs. Some have extensive all-day facilities, while others have simple hourly childcare to allow parents quality time together. Regardless of age, your child will receive valuable life lessons and educational opportunities handed down from generation to generation in Fiji. Most resorts provide activities by age groups with appropriate experiences, catering for preschoolers and school-age children up to the age of 12, as well as teenagers, with an array of teen activity programs on offer. Fiji nannies are available at all resorts to provide babysitting services for younger children. And then the genuine warmth and caring of the people make Fiji an ideal family destination. What about romance and weddings? Let's check that out. All right, so here's another quick video.
I'm Angela. You'd be surprised on what we do in making every wedding special. Everyone wants to be involved, and the happiness spreads throughout Fiji.
All right, so whether you want a simple ceremony with the wedding celebrant or a full-on one with choir, warrior escorts, and traditional costumes, Fiji can provide the ideal start to your life together. With glistening white beaches, lush rainforests, and countless hideaway spots, this is one of the most romantic places on earth. Many resorts offer great wedding or honeymoon packages to take the pressure off. Whether you're looking for a wedding venue or somewhere to honeymoon, Fiji is the ideal place to start your lives together. Getting married in Fiji, well, as a popular wedding destination, Fiji has an abundance of spectacular venues. If you're looking for something traditional, resorts on the tropical islands offer gorgeous wedding chapels or exotic gardens. Fiji is famous for its beachside ceremonies, providing the ultimate backdrop of white sand, blue ocean, and stunning green islands. If you've got a lot of people attending, getting married on the main island, Viti Levu is the best option. But for something more intimate, there are countless alternatives on one of the Fiji's offshore islands. Fiji's magnificent thick rainforests provide another perfect wedding spot, offering a background of waterfalls and green foliage amongst the sound of singing tropical birds. Or for something completely different, have your wedding on board a luxury yacht or cruise. Whatever your preference, there are endless options for your perfect Fijian wedding. If you do decide to get married here, you can relax in the knowledge that everything is taken care of. Fiji has a number of professional wedding coordinators who can customize your ceremony to your needs. From photography, flowers, and food to honeymoon destinations, you can have everything organized for you. Visitors intending to get married in Fiji are required by law to obtain and sign a marriage license from the nearest marriage registry located in Suva, Lautoka, and Labasa prior to the marriage ceremony with an average of 36 hours in advance. Special arrangements can be also be organized. To legally marry in Fiji, you need to be single, widowed, or divorced. You also must have the relevant paperwork to prove this status. Not to be related, bloodline relationship. You must be 18 years or older. Any witness must be 18 years or older. Both spouses must be physically present to obtain their special license. And the minimum residency before your wedding is 1 working day. That's very hard, huh? Required documentation, certified copy of birth certificates, passports with legal status. If applicable, divorce certificate. If previous spouse is deceased, a death certificate, a certificate of single status or certificate of no legal impediment must be provided. If marriage between non-residents marrying in Fiji, marriage between non-resident marrying a Fiji citizen, marriage by a former citizens of Fiji with 2 years of above residencies abroad, 2 witnesses and their photo identification, name of marriage, officer and denomination or religion. Marriage application from Japan must produce the Kasoki Shahun to certify their personal details, and if documents are in any other languages, certified translated copies in English language must be provided. Application for a marriage license. By law, anyone intending to be married in Fiji must obtain a marriage license beforehand. Hence, it is recommended for couples to arrive a few days early prior to the nuptial exchange in order to process your marriage license application. An appointment can be scheduled at the nearest marriage registry or district office during normal work week. That is 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. These offices would normally be in the main town areas for the various locations. Special arrangements may be available to suit your travel schedule too. Many of our leading resorts and their dedicated in-house wedding coordinators can assist with all your wedding queries. Guests that select wedding package holidays from our trusted resort operators often find that an all-inclusive option is the premier choice. Remember that no matter what kind of ceremony you seek, from an intimate gathering to a massive love celebration, Fiji is always a perfect tropical island destination for a splendid, elegant wedding occasion to celebrate the happiest day of your life. And then ceremonies. In Fiji, you can choose a hotel or resort or a wedding in a church on the beach. You can even stay in the resort to ensure absolute privacy. If you want to hold an authentic Fijian style wedding, why not arrange Fijian warriors to escort you to the wedding ceremony? And then religious weddings. In Fiji, all pastors belong to a particular church and there is no cross-denominational pastor. A Catholic wedding ceremony generally requires planning at least 2 to 3 months before the wedding, the marriage certificate of baptism, together with freedom of correspondence sent to a local priest. The priest also needs to certify your letter. These rituals are protected by Fijian law. Okay, so remember that. There can't be flexible on that. Find out more. Again, you can click here. That takes you more into the site and gets you more details. Get in here. All right. Rejuvenation and spa facilities. Yes, I need a spa. All right. Many Fiji resorts have their own day spa on site, offering the perfect indulgence for holiday time. Fiji Spa. I'm sorry. Let me get this dog to shut up. Jeez. I apologize. Hold on. Can you please get the dogs in? Okay, sorry. All right, offering the perfect indulgence for holiday time. Fiji's spa industry has grown considerably in recent years, and several of Fiji's locally produced beauty products are recognized internationally, including Essence of Viti and Pure Fiji. Fiji's beauty and spa therapists are trained locally to an international standard using quality local products. For a different kind of rejuvenation, yoga followers can enjoy yoga during their holiday. Whether it's a class or dedicated retreat, Fiji has a range of options to suit. Imagine your yoga class on a beautiful yoga platform with stunning views over the bay, a menu of fresh foods, local Fijian, Indian, and international dishes and salads, and a range of things to do when you're off the mat. Stop that. All right, so here, volunteering. Timon, Pumbaa, get in here. All right, volunteering. Remember, we talked about this. Volunteering projects in Fiji usually open to anyone with a passion for helping others. They are whirled away from the luxury tourist resorts, which form many people's perceptions of the islands. Volunteering gives you a chance to live and work alongside the local people while discovering the real Fiji. There are several organizations which facilitate this volunteering within Fijian communities. Vinaka Fiji Yasawa Trust Foundation. This volunteer program invites visitors to share the magic of Fiji. I'm so sorry. Let me grab this dog real quick. Move, 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 move. Get in here. Cool down. Now, come here. Get out here. Come here. Go. Jeez. Sorry, guys. So sorry. Okay, so the voluntary program invites visitors to share the magic of Fiji whilst helping the people of the remote villages of the Yasawa Islands. The programs cover key areas of need, from helping children learn to planting crops, installing water tanks, or working in the baby clam nurseries. Program length is flexible from 1 to 26 weeks, and the range of opportunities to help means there is something for everyone. It combines the opportunity to holiday, sorry, I'm out of breath, in Fiji, while genuinely giving back and lending a helping hand. All right, Fiji Experience is developing a new initiative to create a volunteer work program for its passengers interested in hopping off to help. So that's kind of cool, huh, guys, to be able to go and learn, you know, and work with the people. I thought that was kind of fun. Okay, adventure. All right, Fiji's diverse island terrains and boundless water sites provide unique and challenging opportunities for the adventurous visitors. Remote mountains and gorges with waterfalls and rivers provide excellent sites for single-day or overnight treks with village stays. Climbing, whitewater rafting, kayaking, and four-wheel drive excursions are other activities in these areas. The northeast islands of Vanu, Lavu, and Tavuni are laced with mountainous terrain and dirt tracks. These rugged sites are perfect for a day of mountain biking or trekking. Port Denaro is home to Jet Figi, Big Red as it's known locally. Okay, and maybe a test question. Is Fiji's version of the original New Zealand inboard jet boat. The adrenaline pumping experience zooms through the mangroves around Denaro at 75 kilometers while executing thrilling 360-degree turns. Pacific Harbor is known as Fiji's adventure capital and is home to some of Fiji's most sought-after experiences. Here you will find your thrill ziplining, negotiating, river safaris, surfing, spearing, game fishing, off-road driving, jet skiing, shark diving, whitewater rafting, Hobie catting, river and sea kayaking. And then soft adventure. For those who want a sample of Fiji on a less strenuous level, there are ample opportunities. Land-based experiences include horseback riding, rainforest, and nature walks. Water-based activities are plentiful, whether it's floating on the surface with a snorkel and mask and marveling at the numbers of fish and colorful corals, or the most relaxing experience of gliding on a bilibili bamboo raft. Down a river past villages and beautiful scenery. There's sea kayaking, canoeing, or a group ride on a banana boat. Whether it's just ankle deep in an offshore reef, line or net fishing, or 10 miles out, deep sea fishing is a staple of life in Fiji. Numerous resorts and private companies have charter fishing services for hire. All right, and now culture. The colorful and diverse cultures of Fiji. Fiji is a place of growing cultural diversity. The native population have preserved much of its heritage, and modern Fiji now combines this tradition with the influence of the various ethnic groups that now call Fiji home. Rabai Island, the island of Rambai, is located just off the coast of the northeast Vanuatu. The people of Rambai are of Micronesian descent, originally from Banaba Island in the island nation of Kiribati. The Banabans first settled Ravi in 1945 after World War II, and language spoken on the island is Gilbertese. The four-culture diverse cruise of Captain Cook Cruises visits Rambi Island. If not traveling as part of a tour, you would like to visit the island, you will need to ask permission from the Rambi Island Council. And there's the phone number. Again, these are ways to keep track. So if you have somebody interested, you want to write that number down. All right, Kloa Island is situated on North Fiji off the coast of Vanuatu, opposite Buka Bay. Kioa Islanders are of Polynesian descent, originally from the island nation of Tuvalu. In 1947, the people of Vatapu in Tuvalu purchased Kioa. The Kioans are best known for their woven crafts and their skill at fishing. The Kioans use traditional handmade outrigger canoes to fish. Kioa is a private-owned island, and you must seek permission to or be extended an invitation by the islanders before visiting. Then you have the island of Rotuma. 450 kilometers north of Fiji is the volcanic island of Rotuma. The people of Rotuma have a vibrant Polynesian culture and a history and language that are distinct from Fiji. The island has beautiful white sandy beaches, and the rich volcanic soil produces a wonderful supply of fresh fruits and root crops. Rotuma was ceded to Britain in 1881 and under British rule became part of Fiji. Today, many Rotumans live on Fiji's main island of Viti-Levu. Travel to Rotuma is by air or sea. Fiji Link flies weekly to Rotuma Island, and Gander Shipping also travels there monthly. Again, there's a telephone number to get in track. All right, Indo-Fijian culture. In the 1870s, the British brought workers from other parts of their empire, especially India, to Fiji. Today, the descendants of those laborers are a thriving part of Fiji's community and contribute greatly to the culture and economy of the country. Fiji's Indo-Fijian community has added much to Fiji's cultural fabrics. Spices, textiles, language, religion, dance, and music create a unique blend and balance between Asian and Pacific Indian culture. Fiji's Chinese community, first arriving in the late 1800s, Fiji's Chinese community came to trade firstly for sandalwood and then vetch damar. Many of Fiji's first rural shops were owned and operated by early Chinese settlers. Today, Chinese community in Fiji constitutes a small but influential part of the Fiji Islands in the areas of agriculture, finance, educational, culture, or tourism. Okay, the Fiji Museum in Suva holds a remarkable collection of archaeological and historical artifacts. Other sites on Viti Levu include Kula Eco Park, Tavuni Hills Fort, Sigatoka Sand Dunes National Park, Momi Bay Historical Park, Kalavika Cultural Museum, Arts Village, and Abaka Visasai and Navala villages. Nadi is the home to the Sri Siva Sabronavia Temple, a standout example of Madrasi style agriculture, and is the largest Hindu temple in the Pacific. Okay, so where's the largest Hindu temple? All right, then you have Baka Firewalkers. An authentic part of Fijian culture are performed at both major Coral Coast and Nadi hotels. Consult the Tourism Fiji or your hotel tour desk for schedules and other cultural sites and festivities. All right, how about sports? I'm going to beat these dogs, so sorry. Ooh, lots of sports. All right. Fiji is a natural sports playground and there is something for everyone. Water lovers will take advantage of the tropical seas and can go diving, snorkeling, kayaking, surfing, sailing, swimming. Kite surfers will love the 15 to 30 knot southeasterly trade winds between April and January. When? April and January. And golfers will have not trouble finding a pristine course. Game fishing is also a very popular option for those who want to explore the hinterland. Get the hiking boots on and explore some trails. In this section, you'll find out more about surfing, diving, game fishing, and golfing in Fiji. So you have surfing. Fiji's reputation as a top surfing destination is spreading worldwide. There are established surf resorts as well as many newer developing areas. A number of resorts throughout the Mamanuca Islands, Coral Coast, Kadavu, and Tavuni have access to offshore reefs where you can practice board, body, and wind surfing. There are exciting reef breaks, not for beginners, secluded locations, and the traditional Fijian hospitality. Most reef breaks around the islands are accessible only by boat, so whilst this keeps the crowds down, it also puts the cost up. For the complete surfing Fiji experience, several live aboard surf charters operate around the islands. The best Fiji surf breaks are found off Tavaru in the Mamanuca group with excellent breaks at Cloud Break and Namotu passages. Two of the leading surf resorts out of the islands are Tavaru and Namotu, and off Baka and Kadavu in the southern islands. Renowned for surfing, following is a list of types of surfing experiences off. Okay, so you have Cloud Break, you have restaurants, another left is located in the front, is characterized as a long, fast, hollow break, shallow reef. You have the rights, fun, playful right-hander, bigger days, deeper than both Cloud Break and restaurants, high tide spot. You have Kiddie Land, not really a break. It's far inside of restaurants, playground for both longboarders and beginners. Then below is surfing experiences off Namatu. Okay, then you have the lefts, the swimming pools, the Wilkes passes, and then diving. Diving, soft coral capital world best describes Fiji underworld wonderlands, unspoiled, soft and hard corals, caves, grottos, and an amazing diverse marine life that includes a huge array of pelagic, almost 7 times greater than that in the Caribbean. Fiji's range of dive locations ensure your dive experiences will be memorable. Fiji is also a great place to learn to adapt to and explore the sea. Most resorts are fully equipped for diving, offering PADI instructors and course certification for beginners and advanced divers. The course usually takes 3 to 4 days to complete. And then you have the best dive regions. Okay, so Somoso, Strait, Great Astro Reef, and then all these. Okay, recompression chamber. There is no recompression chamber facility in Fiji at the moment. Safest policy is to do a 3-minute safety stop at 5 meters depth and to obtain adequate dive insurance cover for all eventualities before leaving home. Then you have game fishing with all the beautiful waters surrounding Fiji. Sea life is abundant and there is great fishing for everyone, from simple lagoon line fishing to saltwater fly fishing or out beyond the reefs to the challenge of big game fishing. Fiji has it all. Fishing is available almost every resort and city. Consult your resort or Tourism Fiji for details about charters and boat hires, or become friends with the local fishermen and try out their favorite spots. On most charters, all fishing tackle, ice, bait, and lures, and at least one crew is provided. A license is not required for offshore fishing. However, you might wish to take out a temporary membership in the International Game Fishing Association to record your world record catch. Traditionally speaking, all fish caught belongs to the boat. However, most resorts will give you the option of having the chef prepare your catch or leave the fish with the boat captain. All right, so again, popular fish and the best time to catch them. Okay, so if you want to take a picture of that, if you're interested in the type of fish, when to go and sell it to your clients. Golf, quality of courses and facilities, and the range of difficulty from beginners to championship make Fiji a golfing heaven. Some of the best courses in the world are in Fiji. Golf courses have risen to international standards and host many tournaments. The principal courses are on Vitilevu on the southern coast of Pacific Harbor and on Nadi side at Denaru Golf and Racket Club. Then you have this Pacific championship courses, okay, and a PGA champion golf course on the Coral Bend, and then the Pearl Golf and Country Club. Okay, again, you can find out more on their website. All right. Cruising. Everybody loves cruising. All right, enjoying Fiji from aboard a cruise ship is a popular way to experience the country's beauty. Fiji Cruises takes you through the sparkling crystal waters of the islands, allow you to soak up the unspoiled natural environment with plenty of time to relax in the sun, swim or snorkel, and even visit some of the more notable attractions, including caves, lagoons, and ancient extinct volcanoes. Variety of cruising options let you explore a new destination each day, as well as to experience the locals' lifestyle. Most popular islands to cruise are the Yasawa Islands and Mamanuca Islands, with overnight cruises often passing through the waters of both. The Yasawa Islands are generally the most popular cruising choice, with boats visiting southern Yasawa Islands and spectacular aquamarine lagoons of the northern Yasawa Islands. Please click the following operators below. So you've got, again, Blue Lagoon Cruises and Captain Cook Cruises. Hey, you better stop barking. You better stop. All right. How about backpacking? Whew. With so much diversity, Fiji is a perfect destination for backpackers of all ages. Fiji is renowned as a paradise with friendly, welcoming people. All this and much more makes Fiji the ultimate fantasy and challenge for backpackers, budget and free-spirited independent travelers. To get off the beaten track and enjoy the unspoiled and mostly undiscovered beauty spots, and Fiji's outer islands are the perfect place to travel. The Yasawa Islands boast an impressive network of budget accommodations, all of which provide clean, comfortable amenities in stunning locations and are situated minutes from each other by boat. Each property is owned and operated by a local family and offers authentic Fijian hospitality. The catamaran boat Yasawa Flyer offers transfers between the islands, and you can book a combination package with transfer and accommodations with awesome adventures. Again, if you click here, it'll take you into another site and you can have all those details. That's why I tell people when you're going through these, you should be able to, print these out, keep them in a binder, etc. Okay. So just wanted to share that with you. All right, so let's watch this quick little video. If you want to discover but don't want to hire a car, you can jump on the hop on, hop off bus to discover the village coastal regions that not many visitors get to see. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Okay, we're almost done. We only have one more left and then we'll do the test. Has anybody here been to Fiji? It's on my bucket list. Nice. All right. See, and now you get paid for it even. That's what I want to do. Book now. All right. All right, MICE and special events. MICE, meeting, incentive, conference, and exhibitions, and special events. Fiji is now gaining a stronger presence in the segment of business tourism. With the opportunity to facilitate conferences, meetings, and special events, Fiji is increasing in popularity and is becoming the destination of choice for MICE events. There are a number of resorts around the Coral Coast, Mamanucas, and Danaru that have large conference facilities. Some smaller resorts offer boardroom and smaller conference facilities. The impressive Danaru Island Convention Center opened in May of 2014 and is the largest event space on the island, with capacity to host 1,500 seated delegates. Fiji is the ideal destination for hosting a corporate conference while enjoying the surroundings and people of our beautiful islands. All right, we are finished. Let's take that quiz, get our certificate, and get to dinner. No. For weddings in Fiji, a minimum residency is
1 day.
1 day. That is correct. All right. Next, a couple getting married in Fiji should send all personal documents to Fiji to be sent to the registrar for verification at least. I didn't know there was one.
I think it was 3 weeks.
3 weeks, we'll try that. Okay, thank you. For weddings in Fiji, what is the minimum age for a witness?
18.
18. The principal documents needed for a wedding in Fiji is probably all the above, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you were surfing at Cloudbreak and riding a 220 swell, you would be surfing at, sorry, I kind of skipped over this.
Tavarua? Hold on.
Which one is it? This one?
Tavarua.
Avarua. All right, two of the most spectacular dive sites, the Great Wall and Rainbow Reef, can be found in the, oh, sorry. Which one is it? Anybody know? Anybody know?
The Moso Strait, is that the
Sosimo, we'll try it.
Sosimo Strait? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Fiji offers spectacular diving, and Fiji is often referred to as the
Soft coral capital.
soft coral capital. What does Sakubura Waku refer to as? But wasn't that one of the fish? Let me look it up.
Okay.
Saku, Borowaqa, Fijian. Fish. Come on, Saku Borowaqa.
On that page, I don't see it. Oh, a black marlin.
Thank you. All right. What is Bilibee? Bilibee
Bamboo raft.
bamboo raft. Very good. All right. What island is to the north of Fiji group of islands was ceded to Britain in 1881?
Question.
Dang, these aren't very easy ones.
Hold on. Rotuma.
Ratuna,
Yeah.
thank you. Where is the island of Rambi located?
Off the coast of the northeast of Vanuatu. What was it?
Oh, you are good.
I went back and read. So,
Restaurants and Kittyland are popular, wasn't that the surfing locations?
yes.
Okay. FDOA stands for, I would probably say this because we were talking about diving, right?
Yeah.
All right, two more. Divers in Fiji are recommended to wear. Is it 3 to 5? Nice. Anybody?
Three to five is right.
Okay, thank you. Last one. Let's do it. Yellowfin tuna are known as what in Fiji? Is it a two? What is it? Yellowfin tuna. Fiji. Known in Fiji.
Yes, that's correct, Marnie.
Atu,
Yay!
Atu.
Okay, show my results. Let's do it. 14. Okay, we missed one again. So still did good, guys. You passed. So wedding, residency, 1 day. Couples getting married should send documents 2 weeks before. Minimum age 18. All of the above for principal documents. Tavaru is where the 2 by 20 foot swell is. Great Wall and Rainbow Wreath is Sosimo Strait. Spectacular diving. Fiji's also known as the soft coral capital. Sakuvuro Raka, Black Marlin. Bilibee is the bamboo raft. Island north of the Fiji given to Britain is Ratuma. Where is the island of Ronbi? It's in the northeast coast of Vanua. Restaurants and Kittyland are surf locations. FDOA Dive Operator Association. Divers recommended to wear a 3 by 5 milliliter wetsuit, and tuna is atu or matu. Yay! All right, guys. So congratulations. You've completed your Fiji training. You should be able to, you can update your profile and download your specialist certificate here. All right, so there you go. Download your certificate, post it, let people know you are a specialist now, okay? And then if for any reason you haven't finished the first 2, they are right here. You can do the same thing we just did, okay? Questions are right there, the answers, get your certificates. Tomorrow we are doing the Europe Express, okay? So hopefully you guys can join us for that. It's the first part of that one. We're doing that this Tuesday and next Tuesday. And what else do we have? I think that's it. I'm doing a presentation. And then I'll see you again on Monday for Italy part 2. If you need to catch up on that, part 1 is right here. Again, I appreciate you guys joining me. There's part 1. Hopefully, when are we finishing Italy? On Monday, the 15th, a week from today. Okay. And again, I will be posting this training here today. So watch for that. If you guys need anything else, start thinking of ideas for trainings for next month, okay? For December. Let me know what you guys want to learn, whether it's a destination, a vendor, anything you want to learn, we'll get you going on it, okay? All right, have an amazing day, guys. What we say is if we don't see you at the beach of the world, we'll see you at the bank. I'm gonna go hopefully watch Yellowstone. So if anybody's watching that, let me know. It started yesterday again. Otherwise, have a great evening. Thank you for joining me, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.